Alright, time to actually start to showcase stuff that was never seen before. Stuff that was showcased in the trailer and was supposed to be the story mode of different soldiers. So let's start with where we left off in Crisis Core. Specifically at that point in time in Crisis Core where Sephiroth was distraught by the news about Angeal betraying him along with Genesis. And let's just say that he did not took it very well. Even back then, the Sephiroth had a tendency of not being particularly kind to Beast. Because, yeah, in the meantime, he decided to slaughter the general population of Behemoth in Wutai.
Sephiroth, answer your phone.
Well, actually, he's trying to call. We saw this actually in the trailer, believe it or not, if you don't remember. He's trying to call Genesis.
Please pick up. Also, this person's online.
You should have delivered my pizza 5 minutes ago.
However, it's time to introduce new stuff that wasn't in Crisis Core either. Wide open! Yo! Long time no see.
There he is.
Long time no see.
Looking for a friend.
How do you know that?
Because I'm a hero.
Says the Organization 13 cosplayer.
Arzak?
Well,
Well then. That makes you an enemy, because...
You're asking for it!
And you're gonna give it?
If you don't actually clock one of these days, you'll never end the end of it.
Probably. But it's my first time as a leader. I'm still finding my stride. So, take it easy, will ya?
You look ready to hit me, though. Whether you mean it or not, that'll learn you a bad rap in no time.
A bad rap is better than none.
So he says.
These charming set of people are playable character in this. We're going to the Rador archipelago. What's that? You don't know what the Rador archipelago is in relation to the main games? That's one of your clues.
target location confirmed. Survey unit, prepare for landing.
Okay then.
Alright, time for Team Grant's first inaugural mission.
We really gotta
How to survive jumping out of a plane without a parachute.
Glenn is noticeably taller than the other.
Whoa!
Gah.
Also, you'll notice we have some surprisingly regular names here, Glenn and Matt.
Oh, don't worry, Drova, there is a story behind that.
There's a chopper. Hostiles.
There are some who call me Tim.
Engaging! Survey unit, cut the chatter!
Also spot the dog.
Cute.
Cute. This isn't good, is it?
I said cut the chatter! Do not even fucking listen!
Where's the rest of the plane? Actually, helicopter. Who translated that?
Planes,
Yeah,
helicopters, they're all the same thing.
obligatory. Watch out, you're gonna crash, Joe. Yeah.
Watch out, you're gonna crash off screen.
It's
Basically.
okay, the
Yes.
loading screen saved us.
So, they're curling the island of Sijad.
Oof, just made it.
Fair enough. Remember, classic Japanese humor, oh, I'm about to die, I'm seeing my grandma on the other side of the river Styx. You know, I'm alive.
How about us?
Lucia!
What to do?
Guess I should wake her up.
Ma'am?
Stay
Ma'am?
with me!
Ma'am?
I guess.
Lucia, stay with me! You're our advisory officer!
That's incredibly
Hey.
important!
The Mark's Queen!
Okay, you don't need to shout. I'm right here. Jeez.
Ugh.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
Right?
shut up already.
Well, that's
You'll
one
understand quickly the how she lives. Don't scare me like that. You'll understand
Yeah,
quickly the
too bad
personalities
about-
of our trio.
Yeah, I survived. Too bad about my eardrums,
Mhm.
though.
You look
We
dazed.
literally don't know how to breathe without your advice.
Hold on, let me take off my socks. They'll work wonders. As in, the bad smell will wake her up.
No need to waste them on me, I insist.
But I'd do anything for a squad mate. Glenn is the type of person that is a bit thick in the head, but means well most of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, where's Matt? I don't see the rest of the crew either.
Is this secretly an isekai?
No.
No.
You may notice from the mark, but this is basically consider this the Skyward Sword equivalent, as in the first thing in the timeline we actually get to witness. The conflict's long gone before we crashed. They're probably in the ocean.
That's
but,
right. Before even Genesis and the likes of Angio, there were these free.
Matt Windsword. We made it out okay, so he probably did it too. But we're helpless without the professor. Let's start looking. Of course, new monster type actually. Matt, what happened to you?
Glenn?
Like
Wow,
said,
you are not very bright, are you?
Shinra's best.
This isn't the time.
Yeah,
God damn
basically.
it, Glenn. This is no
Also,
time for your stupidity.
I absolutely love this new battle theme they made for this. It's perfect. It fits so well.
Oh, and Soul Kids Online playing Dark Souls Remastered. Look at that.
Neat.
Mm-hmm. You gotta be able to laugh when you're in trouble. Isn't that right, ma'am?
Alright, I'm guessing this is when you started recording via the Steam copy.
Yes.
Pro tip, turn off the Steam overlay on
I
the
don't.
options.
I don't know. It's kind of cute to see who's online. I
Yeah.
never see anything like them before. Man, if only Matt were here, he'd know what they were.
Matt was truly the one carrying all of Shinra.
Who cares? Just focus on the battle.
Damn, we'll see
Basically,
if he might be
there's a lot
dead.
to unpack, so let's start with the basics. Matt packs up that giant ass sword, that axe, which he calls it a sword, but it's more like a giant axe. So it's more of a physical motherfucker. Lucia, on the other hand, packs, a standard gun, but also a trusty sniper rifle, which she uses in her limit break.
So
She'll be
clearly,
able to see more in the other fights.
clearly the Buster Sword came from this era where giant-ass versions of weapons were the norm. Since that looks like a Buster
Of course
Sword
there's
version of
monster.
an ass.
There's always monsters.
Gotta turn down the spawn rate, son.
Matt said the area's rich in Mako support an abundance of monsters and their variants.
Yes, that is usually how it works. I think the numbers of monsters have been increasing lately too.
Of course.
Must be something with the Mako in the air.
Again, considering this is an early... you know what? We should sell their info to the bestiary guys.
Wait, the bestiary in this game is actually something that happens in the universe?
But more importantly, Matt, Professor, squad mate.
Less talking, more walking.
I'm starting to get the feeling that Matt is secretly the brain of the operation.
You're catching on very quick. Glenn is basically the id, Matt is gonna be the super ego, and Lucia is the ego that balances the two out. Classic Nomura trio.
Mm-hmm.
We made it out alive, but look at us.
You're
Here we
perfectly
are,
spotless,
right where
not
we
a scratch
belong.
on you. In fact, you actually look more refined after crashing. How do you do that?
Man, we haven't even started on our mission yet. Wait a minute. It should be over there.
I like this music.
All of this stuff is basically almost all the entirety of the music for this section is almost completely new. Only a bit is actually recycled from the first Soldier game, but most of the stuff is actually new. Probably composed by the people who did for the remake. Like
Not too surprising, since the first Soldier is pretty much just a battle royale game, so it probably didn't have as much. Yeah.
You found the backup seats?
Basically, since this actually serves to introduce you officially, even before the event, to the concept of alternate outfits, because they give you a freebie with this. Yep, and now for the three of us. Ideally, they're basically survival suit, but in true Shinra tradition, they're very impractical because, as you can see, there's no consistency between them. Glenn, in this case, has basically a mountain kind of set, red colored with a hoodie and shoulder pads. But also arm guard, technically.
How does Shinra manage to get anything done?
While instead, Lucia tends to have not necessarily a wheeling outfit, but something that's more for warm climate. Yeah, a bit like tomb raiding, and you will see later what Matt got actually.
Maybe. Well, how about this, Tail? We can theorize. Hold on.
Gotta have the right suit. He can even save you in battle.
This midriff is absolutely essential to that.
By the way, I found this too. What a just popped up.
The Mako detector kit. I'm so glad it's in one piece.
Well, I stored it in my ass, so it was safe all this time. Apparently.
She just froze it across the field.
In that giant briefcase, no less.
To be fair, it is a bit of a bulky device, and since they said in the past, we reflect also, back as technology.
Guessing
Makes sense.
This is gameplay mechanic.
Yeah, we wouldn't be able to complete the mission without it. More like this is their objective. They're here to detect about Mako. We'll explain as it goes on. Alright, let's go.
So yeah, this is really the start of the entire Final Fantasy VII timeline, I guess.
To be fair, there is still information that we knew already in advance. Matt, I still owe you money, remember?
That'll bring him back to life. Nothing drives a soul more than owed money.
What's the total up to now?
I wonder.
They're just doing math a second.
Yeah, Glenn needs to calculate.
This will help them survive, Shiroi.
With lunch and drinks, about 3,000 gil. No, actually 4,000. Keep that amount in mind. It will be important slightly later. Look like a total jerk if he dies before I can pay him back.
Because that's the worst.
Of course, the idiot is going to accidentally say something important.
I'm not the kind of person who could consider himself lucky and move on.
We're Soldier, P0 class. Born from Project Zero, passive model class P0.
Say,
Lots of zeros.
Say.
Consider
Why
them.
do-
P
But why do
stands for-
people keep? Why do some people keep calling us Project Fatal Frame or something?
Mostly because they are sort of a prototype. They're not technically considerable soldiers yet.
Zero loss when we die, and zero debt owed or to claim.
Say.
Yes, I played Type 0 to an extent.
Say.
Yes, I know.
Did you know you were born in a lab?
I instantly want to kill everyone.
That's nice, Grandpa. The dead don't care.
Well, at least they're aware that they are literal test
Well,
subjects
John,
born in a tube.
There is a way to actually analyze the psychology that these characters actually behave, but we're still very hard on. Oh, that's dark. The dead may not care, but the living do, and I know he's alive. But first, we got company.
Alright.
Go on, Pedro.
Oh, well, Job, it's better than in last battle where Gross loses his memory and as a result, as the game puts it, turns to a life of violence as a result of that.
Struggle
But,
turn.
So if I can...
How about this, Dale? We can theorize that Glenn is one of those people who is more bothered by the cold than warm, whereas Lucia is the opposite.
I don't think it's explicitly stated, but I think it's more of a case where Shinra just randomly tested these and actually randomly assigned, believing they were effective. Giving bad equipment to soldiers in battle is a great prerogative on a authoritarian company in this case. All right, there's that. I'm more than 0. I'll prove it.
You're actually less than 0 with your current debt.
Semantics, but yes. Also, I guess to be fair, since it's implied that, well, pretty much outright said that they were created, I could see Shinra experimenting with the body heat of certain subjects to see what would be the most efficient.
That's something Hojo will do.
Yep.
I can change that, and I will.
So I think I might get what's going on here. Shinra started off with test subjects, and Sephiroth became the ultimate one.
I'm not letting anyone else die today.
Famous last words.
I mean, aside from the pilots,
He was kind of a dick
Moving
anyway.
Hey, Matt! Professor! Oh, for fuck's sake. Whoa, do you think it ate him?
Oh, okay.
Are
let's
we
not
a
jump to
little-
conclusions,
Again,
Glenn.
that's another thing of Glenn randomly dropping these kind of phrases out of nowhere.
Stop it, will you? Let's just get this over with.
I do wonder if, again, his mannerisms...
Then is the type of again, it's to represent, this is an early stage of Shinra, the idea that they will hire everyone, they will inject it with their stupid bullshit propaganda, and then they will send them at the 4 corners of the world, spreading the good message and doing very bad things. And trust me, we're not here for charity. Let me
Sure, but
tell you that.
Sure, but who the hell appointed Glenn as the leader of this squad, though?
Well, remember... I guess...
Again, who's responsible for the actual, unit program? Heidegger. Yeah.
Yeah, Heidegger is an idiot.
Yeah. What's this place? Some sort of monster haven?
I'm not sure I'd say he's an idiot. He's very boisterous and full of himself, but he seems relatively competent for the most part. Save for a few lapses in judgment.
Top left.
If only they'd eat the guys who attacked our chopper and put us in this situation.
Yeah, again, soon we will get revealed also where exactly are we and what are we doing. Again, your clue is the fact that before these, in other games you never actually have heard of these Radora and Archipelago. What makes you think that frog doesn't belong to them? I think that's you, Jova.
Stop right there!
Criminals come.
No.
There you go, Matt Winsor, the professor.
Is what the enemy would say if they saw you, so keep your voices down. Logic right out the gate with this one. I'm guessing he was created to be the smart one.
Professor.
Don't call me that. How many times do I have to ask? Yes, surprise twist, Matt was also the professor Glenn was talking about.
So Glenn occasionally calls him Matt, occasionally calls him Professor, so are they on a first name basis or not?
They actually will argue about these, believe it or not. Professor, say it as many times as I want.
I get it. It's them teasing him.
I see you found some suits.
No suit for you, though.
Yeah, here, get changed, and then we'll discuss strategy.
Fortunately, I happen to have this...
Carry on the one. Well, in case, it makes sense. Glenn was believing that Matt was alive. Matt gets a jungle khaki, I guess, camouflage. Alright, let's talk about our situation.
We were sent to survey the land on the main island of Rador for suitable sites to build Mako reactors. At least that was the plan. But when do plans ever go accordingly?
The Shinra's best, everyone.
We were supposed to land on the main island that's said to contain the richest Mako, but we don't know which one we're on now.
Remember, this is the fastest, so we don't really have the technology to understand their location like a GPS.
Wouldn't it be great
This
if
is
we
literally
just...
unexplored territory for them.
Wouldn't it be great if we just happened to be sitting on the mother lode right now?
Imagine.
To be fair, no, they've been given specific orders to where to go. Once we're confirmed we're in the right place, we'll measure the Mako density and find a viable site.
In case you were wondering, Matt, we were able to retrieve the kit.
I mean, it would have been a pain in the ass to do it without that.
That's good.
Mm-hmm.
So, the chopper that attacked us must belong to the remnants of the Radaran army, right?
Yeah, let's just say that Shinra managed to make a lot of enemies even before Wutai.
Of course they did.
Rebirth actually drops a bit of hints in regards to stuff like Junon and Calvary or not.
Well, we were approaching the main island, and the Rador don't exactly care for Shinra.
I can't
True.
imagine why.
Shinra nearly wiped them all out, which is why they sent soldiers for this mission. This is hostile territory.
Yeah, you can start already to make 2 + 2 for this. Shinra wants to invasively build a Mako reactor in a place where people told them to fuck off and almost got annihilated militarily with that.
My,
Yeah,
could
this
this
is not ending well, let me tell you that immediately.
could this be how Midgar is made?
To be fair, no, we're in the middle of an archipelago. It's not even that big. I still have to wonder where geographically it's supposed to be, because it's not any one of the existing islands that were before that.
Given the circumstances, it may be best for us to send out a distress signal.
No way! I'm gonna finish this mission and get paid. I need the cash.
I'm full.
Yeah, and you owe me money.
I don't care either way.
That's just how she rolls. Or that's how she was created to be.
To be fair, remember, soldiers, it's not like we're created, more like augmented humans. But the P0 class has not been infused with Mako. That's an important detail that will be, crucial for later.
They just gave a bunch of people lobotomies.
Fine, we'll follow the leader's orders. I only assume that they were created because that's how Lucia worded it, unless that was
It's
just
more
an-
like, remember, it's the military propaganda that Shinra gives to their units.
So it's more she's running off the idea that it was their destiny they were born with as opposed to being created in a lab.
And we're all in agreement. First thing first, recon. Who knows? We could already be in the right place.
See, there's a positive attitude.
We did, with a head as thick as a bowl.
Yep. So pretty much Matt has to basically play daycare guidance to these two.
Sorta, more like Lucia, because Matt is, like he said, a super ego, so a bit more focused, maybe potentially too narrow in his judgment. His island is not as big as I thought.
So I think I get it. Gwen's the one who pushes them forward. Lucia provides some of the doubt, and Matt is strictly the brains. Judging from the coastline and the elevation, I doubt we're on the main island. Also, kind of weird how Matt's sprite there looks like he has a shaved head, but he clearly has a head full of hair in the
Possibly
model.
a way to make the model more, standing out.
Possibly.
And there aren't any anti-aircraft weapons, much less people. It might be deserted.
Maybe a ghost shot us down instead.
Sure. I mean, those are a thing in this universe, but...
Ghosts are pretty tame considering all the other stuff we've seen in this universe.
Damn. Then where did our attackers come from? Creepy.
You know what was creepy? That thing we went up against.
Okay, she's wording it a bit poorly, but she actually reminiscing part of the training that the three had.
I honestly thought she was talking about the creatures we just fought.
Same.
That thing? All right, the creature that we had to fight is part of our final qualification.
Well, there we go.
I remember that like it was a flashback.
Yeah, basically it's the excuse to have a fight for this section.
Creepy. It was the worst thing I've ever fought in my life. My mother-in-law.
Oh
no.
Oh, crap.
Alright.
Truly horrifying.
This also gives us the occasion to check on what Matt's playstyle is. Taking a page from Metal Gear uses a combination of a not short but medium-sized blade, rather modest one, and a gun at the same time. The gun stays the same no matter what you do, and so the main weapon that changes is the blade, So when it comes to the actual proper gameplay, there you go. The special abilities of Glenn are more on obviously the physical side. Lucia tends to be more on potentially debuff or potentially area of attack, while Matt is your dedicated mage, does basically healing, offense, buffs and debuffs, but is also capable offensive capabilities. Think of it as sort of a red mage, I guess, an equivalent when it comes to the classes. And yeah, they created even an entire set of different weapons for these three too. They were actually very pushing the marketing.
Yeah, like even on in the overlay of the battlefield, his hair is more present there. It's legit.
Like I said, it's probably to make I get it even to make sure that they actually stand out instead of actually potentially making him completely bald.
I guess in that regard, they should have just had the sprite also reflect that by darkening the hair. But whatever, that's a small bit.
Hard to believe it was a virtual setting. And I forgot what the next line was.
The memory stuck with me for a while too, but we worked together and won, which is why we passed as a team, right?
And that's why we'll always be together as a team and not die horrifically so other people can be the heroes of later installments.
I mean, it's only a prequel with a story in which the Tetsuya Nomura is involved in some capacity. What's the worst that can happen?
I mean, so what if we never see any of these characters in the original 7 or hell even Crisis Core? We'll all be fine.
It's funny that you mentioned that too, but again, there's a specific reason we're doing this. There's a specific reason why we're doing this before Rebirth drove up, because much like with stuff like Kingdom Hearts, stuff from this game essentially bled into it.
I'm not too surprised. The 7 remake
like
seems
I said,
to be...
Glenn, well, I'm not spoiling what capacity, but Glenn, Matt, and Lucia are referencing some capacity in Rebirth, so it's best to be prepared, I suppose. What's so bad about that? Together, the three of us can easily take on mutant frogs, right? So let's keep this going, guys.
How about frogs that turn you into frogs?
Like I said, their characterization is relatively simple, but they kind of they instantly make you understand that these three, despite having their divergences, they tend to still be buddies one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
Again, like Teo said, a typical Nomura trio.
Well, like I said, it's not even the most immediate that you can think of.
Like, sorry, go on.
No military facilities thus far. No debris in the water, no trash, nothing.
Ew,
Disgusting. Let's change that.
Disgusting.
It's too clean.
Sorry, I can't say that word without the accent anymore.
Of course.
Disgusting. Wait, where do you think you're from? The north?
It's a meme, don't worry.
It's highly unlikely we're on the right island. There'd be some sort of military presence if this place were of any value to them.
True, we're probably wasting our time here. Shit,
Whoa,
he's on
wait
to
a
us.
minute. You can't just decide that we're in the wrong place.
But logic states we are in the wrong place.
But I am a robot.
We didn't just decide, we came to the conclusion based on what we've observed. research.
What's that? Something you eat?
Yes, Glenn.
Can you
it's
kill it?
absolutely something you eat in a pig's eye.
If you lived on this island, monsters wouldn't be running around like they own the place.
Oh, you are new to RPGs, Lucia.
To be fair, she's basically in the capacity that they found, which is odd. So they are providing good reason why they should have met someone at this point already. Yeah, you have a point, but
Monsters in RPGs show up at the same frequency as pigeons.
That's an old frog. Alright, I might as well use this to actually mention quickly about the origin story. Believe it or not, when these three characters were conceived, you know how some people made some shitposting memes about how Tolkien came up with some of the memes for Lord of the Rings via, very banal situations? Something like this happened because Nomura back then was actually drinking green matcha tea. And as such, it literally decomposed the words into the name of a character. Glenn, Matt, and Chia, because Lucia's name should be the original Latin Lucia. So he named
that's
them
neat.
after that. Yeah.
Huh. Wow. Okay, you know what? Fair beans. That's actually pretty neat.
Do the Rajaran army utilize monsters in their military? Like Wutai? Mayhaps.
Certainly
Neo
be
also has
thinking
the
outside the box.
Neo also has the traditional Nomura trio, because remember it's a team game compared to the first one. So
let's see. I guess in this case, Glenn's the Sora, Matt's the Donald, and Lucia's the Goofy.
No.
I don't think so.
Yeah. We don't know much about them, but using monsters as weapons isn't a bad idea. Alright, all joking aside, Glenn would be the better fit for Goofy.
Of course it is. They're not dogs. You can't tame them. Not with that attitude.
Yeah, basically. Matt, like I said, is pragmatic, but potentially to a fault. He's still working. He's still basically a Shinra grunt, so he sees an opportunity like that. We have to remember that these three, while having overall a sort of a good moral compass, they're still working for Shinra and they're believing in their propaganda. Keep that in mind for as soon as we actually went through. Also, did someone thought we were translating Spanish? Why was the question mark before the...
I was about to ask, all that's missing is for that other question mark to be upside down.
Anyway, Glenn was distracted by something.
Pull yourself together, leader. Come on, what's wrong? You seem distracted.
Sorry, it's nothing. Don't worry about it.
Don't worry about it. It's
I
fine.
think I should be very worried that my
Lucy is
leader is just
hey.
spacing out at the worst of times.
There's no sign of military forces, but I feel like we're missing something.
Do you ever have the feeling like you're being watched?
Well, there is technically that for now, but before we end the part, let me showcase one of the gimmick that you can lock from this point technically in the game that serves to reinforce your character, a character stream. What is that? You love it, you know it. It's another form of the sphere grid from Final Fantasy X, as you'll see in a second.
Nice.
By collecting specific points in dedicated training missions that you find in which you fill in the blanks in here that serves to augment attack, magic, physical attack, magic attack, heal potency, and HPs. Surprisingly enough, yet at the time we're recording this, not yet the physical or magical defense, but I guess it's future nodes will also implement that because it keeps getting expanded. This is also connected to your limit break. You start with each character starts with one, but fulfilling determined condition can unlock one other. Recently, we started adding even more that you unlock under determined conditions. So each character is basically getting more and more limit break as you unlock stuff. Again, the general gist of this is that you play the game, relatively normally, and eventually you'll be able to unlock these, And some of these tend to be a bit better. Maybe one is dedicated to, a single target enemy, while another, area of attack. Maybe one is dedicated to healing instead. So, you basically balance with what you have.
Cool.
You can lock them one by one, or you can actually select one of the nodes, up above. As long as you have enough of the required items, you are able to actually unlock everything in that trajectory. Anyway, that's it for the time being. So tune in for the next part, where we continue the excursion of Team Glenn in this weird jungle. Yeah.
Sounds like
See
a
ya.
hoot.
Yeah.
Ta-da.